Welcome to The Scoop, where small changes lead to big results. I'm Rachel, a registered dietitian and a mom on a mission to make nutrition simple, practical, and actually doable. Whether it's decoding labels, busting food myths, or sharing easy wellness wins, this is your space to get real answers that fit real life. So let's dive into today's episode and take one more step toward feeling your best. Any and all opinions and views shared by hosts and guests on this podcast are the speaker's own and do not represent the views of Live It Up or its affiliates or parent company. Hey, welcome back to The Scoop, serving you straight nutrition talk, one scoop at a time. I'm Rachel. I'm a registered dietitian with just about 20 years of experience, and today we're going to dig into plant-forward eating. Stop. Before you click away, you should know plant-forward eating does not mean being a vegan. It doesn't even mean being a vegetarian. In fact, it doesn't exclude any food groups at all. Don't worry. If you love meat and animal proteins, then you'll continue eating those foods. Plant-forward eating simply means putting more plants on your plate. Yes, that's right. While all the meat-fluencers are telling you to eat only meat and butter, I'm telling you to add more plants. And you know why? Because decades of research has shown that the more plants you have in your diet, the better your health and longevity. Contrast that with this. Besides a century-old case study of two Arctic explorers speculating on the Inuit and Mongolian nomads' diet, the only evidence that supports being a carnivore is anecdotal. Just people talking without any science backing them up. And you know why they feel good? Because they have taken out all the excess ultra-processed foods and added sugars out of their diet. That's it. You can do that with any diet and you'll feel so much better taking these foods out. But you know what they aren't seeing? They aren't seeing all the plaque building up in their arteries at a faster rate compared to a healthy population, which a new study has shown. They aren't seeing what all the heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, which are harmful chemicals formed when you cook meats at high temperatures, are doing in their body. They aren't seeing the vitamin and mineral inadequacies stacking up until all they feel is fatigue and aren't healing well and their bodies aren't functioning optimally. No, the health detriments to the carnivore diet lie in wait down the road, unnoticed until big health events happen. Does that mean you can't follow it? Of course not. You have free will, you're human, and you can do whatever your little heart desires. If you want to follow a diet based on thin body of evidence, that's your choice. And yet, there are no studies showing that the more plants you eat within a balanced diet, the worse your health. All the studies indicate that diets higher in plants, even going from zero to a minimal amount, have better health outcomes. All of them. Putting more plants on your plate has been shown to support immune function and heart health and gut health, digestion, your microbiome. Increased intake of vitamins and minerals, reduced chronic inflammation by taking in antioxidants. If done right, more plants also means an easier time maintaining a healthy weight. Cognitive and mental health benefits. So the goal is to put more plants on your plate. And you don't have to eat only plants. Just aim to get in more in addition to a balanced diet of healthy fats and whole grains and protein. And yes, the protein can be from animal meat if that's what you prefer. We're not subtracting here from the diet. We are adding. So let's talk about how to do it. Here are 7 tips to help you get more plants into your daily diet. And the first one is have a vegetable with dinner every night. You gotta plan, and write it down. Want to get broccoli with Monday's dinner? Buy it. Also write it down. Post it on your fridge. Broccoli on Monday with chicken. Asparagus on Tuesday with meatballs. Colorful salad on Wednesday with salmon. Kale and sweet potatoes with steak on Thursday. You get the point, but by writing it down, which veggies you're having, you're more likely to use the vegetables and not just have them sit and rot in your fridge, wasting away, and then it's just a waste of money. And while I would still commend you for having a veggie every night, even if it were just broccoli over and over again, the ultimate goal is to have 2 cups of vegetables at each lunch and dinner, and to have 30 plants throughout the week. And that means different plants, not just like 30 servings. Remember that every color, vegetable, and fruit has a different array of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. So a variety will bring you the most health. All right, 2, get beans in your diet. High in fiber, micronutrients, antioxidants, beans are an unsung hero of health. Try to get beans in your diet every week. You can get low sodium canned beans and add them to salad. You could batch cook them. You could saute carrots and onion and bell pepper and then add beans with seasoning, maybe a little broth, simmer it down, refrigerate it. And then you can take out some at whatever meal you want to use it at. Eat that as a side or on a sweet potato. Eat it with burrito night or taco night. Add them to scrambled eggs, veggie soup, minestrone, or chili. Add a can or 2 of beans. Add beans to dips and salsa and stir fries. You can add them to almost anything. All right, 3rd, how about having a Flexitarian Monday? You could go full meatless Monday if you really want to hit it out of the park, but you really don't have to. Flexitarian Monday means you can choose one meal where your primary focus is plants. So plant proteins include tofu, beans, lentil, tempeh, nuts, seeds, edamame, something called seitan. These are all vegan sources of protein. And then add a whole grain that has higher protein content. So things like quinoa, millet, and spelt. Get some vegetables in there. So you could even have a big lentil or veggie bean soup. Not all of your meals have to be meat-free, but enjoying one meal per week that is meatless can help you increase your plant intake and your health tremendously. So the 4th thing that you can do is find new delicious veggie recipes. Vegetables do not have to be steamed and tasteless. And in fact, that's why most people stop eating vegetables. So find recipes that add lots of seasoning and spices. If you make it taste good, you'll be more likely to make more plants a habit instead of just like trying steamed broccoli and going, that was disgusting, and then you never have them again. All right, 5. Don't forget, snacks are a great time to add more plants and nutrition. They don't have to be just for the junk of your day. Nuts and seeds can be a great part of snacks. Just have the right amount for you, which might be about an ounce. Pair it with something more filling like fruits or fresh vegetables. This is important because nuts, while they are highly nutrient dense, are also highly calorie dense. So eating them with something more filling will help ensure that you don't overeat them. You could have hummus and veggies for a snack, at least 2 plants right there. You could have bean salsa with a serving of tortilla chips and a side of fruit. You could mix in fruit or veggies into cottage cheese. You could make a smoothie packed with fruit and some protein. There are so many options to get more plants into your snack. So what I want you to do is think about, what do your snacks look like now? How could you get maybe a fruit in there or a vegetable in there? 6, add hidden greens. So baby spinach or baby kale, they have very minimal flavor and they wilt down. So it's really easy to add these to sauces or soups or stews, stir fries, even fresh to smoothies. All of these would be great ways to get in those extra antioxidants and vitamins, minerals that leafy greens have to offer. Number 7, consider all forms of vegetables. So listen, canned, frozen, fresh, they all count. Just make sure you're getting low sodium and no salt added canned if you do get canned. And when you're going for frozen, choose vegetables that are as simple as possible, without anything added. So don't get like frozen cauliflower with a cream sauce. Just get frozen cauliflower and then add your own seasoning. If having canned or frozen on hand helps you get in more plants, then I am 100% on board with that. Plus, did you know that frozen vegetables are usually flash frozen very shortly after picking? Yeah. And once they're frozen, vitamins and minerals stop breaking down. They're preserved. And because of this, frozen veggies retain a lot of their nutrition. All right, number 8, find a greens powder. Listen, many of these greens powders contain vegetables we normally would not be eating in our daily diets. Things like spirulina or chlorella or nutritional grasses. These are highly packed with micronutrients. So while these will not and should not be a substitute for whole plants, it's a great way to supplement your intake and get extra antioxidants and nutrients And as you know, I love Live It Up Super Greens because I am their chief registered dietitian, but I love them actually because it has nothing synthetic or artificial added, no added sugars. It's just plants and probiotics and digestive enzymes. And my final tip for you, you want to set your plate up for success. So one of the most important things that we can do is to start to shift our perspective on what our dinner plate looks like. Protein should not be the centerpiece. It should be a side. You do want to get enough protein to meet your needs, but more plants should be on your plate. Remember, the goal is at least 2 cups of vegetables. Fruit and vegetable underconsumption is not a failure to know. It's a failure to do. We all know we're supposed to eat more vegetables and fruit, but only 9 out of 10 Americans actually do it. So what's holding you back from putting it into play and getting them into your daily routine? Let's jump that hurdle. Take accountability for your own health. Let's dig into your plant-forward micro-habits. First, you have to plan it out. If this is an important goal to you, you must write down what veggies you want to eat and when. This is going to help keep you accountable, help make sure those veggies don't just go to waste. The second thing you want to do is find delicious recipes for those plants. Don't just choke it down without flavor. That is no way to start a lifelong habit. Make sure that what you have is delicious because then it becomes part of your routine. And the third thing you want to do is start small. Set small goals to get you started so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Maybe you just start with dinner. Maybe just 2 nights a week is your goal to start. Write it down. Be accountable. Then march that goal forward each week. You have to take responsibility for your health. The government taking out food additives and colors isn't going to make you healthy. You have to choose the right foods. And most of those foods won't have food additives in them. Your future self will thank you. Let me know what your micro habit is for this week. What are you working on? How can I help? Good luck. You can do it.